Hi, welcome to DBMS video lecturing. In this video, we are learning about the types of keys using in SQL language. Now, we will going to discuss about the different types of keys which are using in SQL programming concepts or database programming concepts. The following are the different set of keys which we are using in SQL language. First one is super key, second one is candidate key, third one is primary key, fourth one is alternate key, fifth one is composite or compound key, sixth one is unique key, and seventh one is foreign key. These are the different set of keys which we were using during the relational database management system, or in short form in the IDBMS, as well as that implementation we are doing in the SQL programming language. So in this particular video, we are learning what is meant by super key, how this super key will be identified in a given table. So how to identify, and with example we are going to learn about all the different set of keys. Now, first basically we will going to learn about the definition of a key. What is or define a key? A key is nothing but it is a single or a combination of multiple fields in a table. That is, so for example, which is also used to fetch, retrieve the record or data rows from the data table according to the condition or requirement. So I will give one best example. If we are considering a student database, in the student table, we are having a different set of columns which are going to describe the data or table, that is student. First one is USN of the student, name of the student, date of birth of the student, age of the student, address of the student, phone number of the students. So these are all some combination or multiples of fields in a table, where so each and every row or a tuple in a table can be identified or else can be retrieved or can be fetched so from the table according to some requirement specification, or else if you want to identify a particular row in a table, then we require a key or key concepts. So therefore the keys are also used to create a relationship among different database tables or views. Why we need a key means, the point number one is which is supposed to create the relationship among the different database tables. For example, student table is there, student table. If you want to relate with the department table, then student table and as well as department table can be interrelated by using these key concepts. Now, so we will discuss about the types of keys. The first type of key is super key. What is meant by a super key? How it looks in a given table. The super key is nothing but it is a set of one or more than one keys that can be used to identify a record uniquely in a table. So for example, in a student table, the student USN is there and as well as student mobile numbers are there. When so if you want to combine these two together, then we will call it as a super key. Means the set of one or more than one keys that can be used to identify a record uniquely in a table. For example, when we want to fetch a particular data from the database, in that case we need a identifiers, that is nothing but uniquely identifier attribute values. So those uniquely identified attribute value, either one attribute value or another attribute value which will making it as a key attributes, by using that combination of key attributes or unique attribute, we are supposed to retrieve the value from the database. So therefore the super key is nothing but it is a one or more than one key that is used to identify uniquely a record in a table. Example, so the super key example is primary key, unique key, alternate key. So these are all subset of the super keys. Means the super key is nothing but it is also a combination of any one of these, or else a combination of more than one keys. Like for example, it might be a primary key also can be a super key, a unique key also can be a super key, alternate key can also be a super key, but primary key and unique key both together can also be a super keys. Means, so two or more, so keys can also be a super keys. So now from this diagram, so you can identify here what is the super key. Means here the uh, student details are there, that is nothing but it is a one of the example uh, for the student database, where we are having a student ID, student roll number and student enroll number. So these are the some of the attributes are there where the attribute values are uniquely identified. So when it is uniquely identify each and every tuple in that particular table, therefore we can make these attributes as a key attributes. So this particular attribute, that is nothing but here, so ID is a, if you made it as ID a primary key, then a roll number attribute as a alternate key, then enroll number is as a unique key, then all these are the subset of the super key. Therefore the super key is nothing but it is also a subset of the primary key, alternate key and as well as unique key. Second type of key is a candidate key. So the definition of the candidate key can be defined as follows. A candidate key is a set of one or more fields or columns that can identify a record uniquely in a table. There can be a multiple candidates key in one table. So each candidate key can work as a primary key. For example, in the below diagram, we are having a ID, roll number and enroll number. This ID, roll number, enroll number are the candidate keys. Since all these three fields can be work as a primary key, therefore these three together we can also call it as a candidate key. So from this diagram, so or else from this table, you can see that, so there is a ID, there is a roll number, there is an enroll number. These three, so together we are also calling it as a possible candidate keys. You can see here, this will be the possible candidate keys. So individually, if I am going to identify these attributes, that attribute will work as a primary key. So therefore the candidate key can also be a subset of the primary key. So either any one of these attribute can also be a, we can make it as a primary key. This is about the definition of a candidate key. Now the next type of key is a primary key. The definition of a primary key can be defined as follows. The primary key is a set of one or more fields or columns of a table that uniquely identifies a record in a database table. That we are calling it as a primary key. That primary key, it cannot accept the null values and as well as duplicate values when you are inserting a value for that particular attribute or a field. So only one candidate key can be a primary key. All candidate key cannot be a primary key in the table. For example, so from this diagram you can see there is a possibility of three candidate keys are there, like ID, roll number and enroll number. These three together we are calling it as a candidate keys. Only one, so candidate key can be a primary key. Either ID can be a primary key or roll number can be a primary key and enroll number can be a primary key. So therefore the primary key is nothing but where if it will going to identify uniquely a record, means uniquely identify a record in a database table, So and as well as there the value should not be a null value in for that particular field or column. So if you are seeing in this example ID, so we are having all the values, all the 6 tuples are entered here. Roll number is also, we are having a roll number of all the students, and enroll number we are also having all the values for the enroll number. Therefore roll number, ID, enroll number, so these three are the candidate keys. Only one so attribute can be a primary key in this table. Therefore here we have made it as a ID, it will be the primary key attribute in this particular table. The next key attribute is alternate key. The alternate key can be defined as follows. An alternate key is a key that can be worked as a primary key. Basically, it is a candidate key that currently is not a primary key. For example, in the below diagram, you can see we are having a roll number and as well as enroll number. ID, we have already made it as a primary key. So this roll number and enroll number can be a alternate keys. When we define ID as a primary key, then remaining these two attributes are there, roll number and as well as enroll number. These two can be a alternate keys. You can see here these roll number and enroll number, this ID, already ID we have made it as a primary key. Therefore remaining other two attributes are there where which can be uniquely identified the value of a table. Those two attributes we will going to make it as a alternate keys. Okay, that cannot be a primary key, but alternate key is a key that can be work as a primary key, but here so these two will work as a alternate keys. This is about your alternate key meaning. The next key aspect is composite key. The composite key or a compound key, we are also calling it as a compound key, is a combination of more than one fields or a column of a table. Together we are calling it as a composite key or compound key. This compound key or a composite key, it can be a candidate key or a primary key. Example, so from this table, so there is a student table is there, and as well as so student report table is there. There are two tables are there. In this table there is a attributes are there, name, title, class, section and roll ID. So in the student report table we are having a almost all same attribute value as compared to these two. One is class, one is section and one is roll ID. So now these three attributes are common when compared to these two tables, but here in the student table and as well as in the student report table, some of the attributes are there where which is not a uniquely identify that particular attribute unless and until we will be having a two or more column together. When we will identify two or more column together, then we can identify that particular tuple value or a column value so uniquely. Therefore, so this kind of key we are calling it as a composite key. For example, you can see here to get the name, title, class, section and roll ID from the student table and as well as grade table, that is table student and a grade and the semester from the student report table. When I want these set of attribute value, then I need to join these two tables. When I am joining, so there should be some condition, correct? The condition number one is the class, section and roll ID combination is a primary key in the student table, or else there is a second condition or second composite key attribute I need to prepare that needs to include these attributes like a class, section and roll ID combination is a foreign key in the student report table, which is referring to the primary key of the student table. Therefore, so the class, section and roll ID of a student and student report must be same when we are comparing these two tables. Therefore, class, section and roll ID together we are calling it as a primary key for these two tables. That is, I can write class, comma, section, comma and then roll ID. So together these are all the we can call it as a composite key or compound key. So composite key or compound key. So when I am writing a two or more fields of a table together to identify the particular row or a value from that table. The next key type is unique key constraint. So the basic definition of the unique key constraint is unique key is a set of one or more fields or a column of a table that uniquely identify a record in a table. Means, so this is set of one or more fields of a column where so each and every record will be uniquely identified these fields or columns. That we are calling it as a unique keys. The unique key is like a primary key, but it can accept only one null value and it cannot have a duplicate value. Means when I compare this unique key and as well as primary key, in the primary key, so there should be a value for that columns. Means the null value cannot be accepted in the primary key constraint. But in case of here, that is unique key constraint, the one null value can be acceptable and there is no any duplicate values in this particular unique key constraint. So that is a major difference between primary key and as well as unique key. So from this below table you can identify here, so ID is there, roll number is there, and enroll number is there, and as well as department number is there. Okay, so here the enroll number is there. Enroll number we are treating it as a unique key constraint. Why? Because this unique key constraint can one value can be a null value in this particular enroll number attribute. One attribute can be a null value, means it will going to accept this null value, but in case of primary key it won't accept the null values. Okay, that is a major difference between unique key and as well as primary key. Unique key is nothing but, once again I will define, it is a set of one or more fields or a column of a table that uniquely identify a record in a database. The last key type is foreign key. The foreign key can be defined as follows. The foreign key is a field in database table that is primary key in another table. It can accept multiple null and as well as duplicate values. So when foreign key is nothing but when this will going to use to refer from one table to another table, means to provide the relationship between the two tables we are referring this particular field. So in the database table, that is, so in the one table this same attribute will act as a primary key, in another table the same attribute will act as a foreign key constraint. So where we are using this field as a foreign key constraint, there it can accept the multiple null values and as well as duplicate values in that particular table. For example, so we can have a department ID in the employee table, so which is pointing to the department ID column in the department table where it is acts as a primary key constraint. Means there are two tables are there, employee table and as well as department table. In the department table, department ID field is acts as a primary key, whereas in the employee table the same department ID is acts as a foreign key constraint. So from this figure you can make it out. So here the department ID is there, so in the employee table the same department ID field or attribute which is existed in the department table, where this is the department table. In this department table, department ID is the primary key, but the same department ID attribute we are using in the employee table, now it will act as a foreign key relationship in this particular table, where it may includes the duplicate values and as well as sometimes it may also include the null values. So that is the information about the foreign key.